gonna see how long I can watch Daniel Tiger without raging. Here we go. This is gonna be scary because I hate him. I wanna get out.
People are annoying. Of course you think that, don't deny it. Whether it's influencers, kids, influencer kids, that old guy who responded with money after I asked for cash or card, they all make us want to smack the hell out of them. Though, as much as we want to see annoying people get pushed into a puddle, we can't do anything about it because they're either A, family and we love them, or B, we don't know them so we don't care. So, how do we avoid annoying people? Well, we could always just stay home and watch TV all day. And sure, that may seem boring in the long run, but hey, at least you're not dealing with annoying people.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, I totally overreacted there, I'm sorry. Daniel Tiger is actually the main reason why I wanted to make this video. Every time I scroll on Instagram, there's like a 1 in 3 chance that this guy shows up and does something that makes people go, I want to skin him alive. Like, you guys don't like the tiger, don't ya? Daniel Tiger actually got me thinking of other characters from other childhood shows that I personally found annoying, and probably thousands of others too. And we'll get to that, however, I think a majority of people here were gonna watch it for Daniel Tiger, so why don't we talk about Daniel Tiger?
So mad. Daniel, my answer is no.
Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood is a spin-off to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's funny if you think about it like this. How could one of the most beloved and comic shows of all time be spun off to one of the most reviled and annoying shows according to many? I swear, so many people want to see this kid yeeted into the sun over his actions. Like the time he was playing in the sink and his mom got mad, so he was about to throw his toy cow at her. Or there's this one time where Prince Wednesday was fed up with him because he didn't have a turn and Daniel gaslights him. And also there's him getting upset over not getting a box of crayons. And there's also him pushing Miss Elena off the chair because he wants to sit next to Chrissy. Listen, if I had to deal with Daniel Tiger, I would lose it. I mean, I kinda get it, but then again, he's just a kid we're talking about here. I kinda get it though. And especially I get it when stuff like this happens.
You're knocking down my vent. I am so mad. Daniel, stop.
Like, geez, Daniel, she's just a baby. She just knocked down some blocks. Control your emotions, Tiger. Yeah, you know what? Instagram is right. Daniel Tiger is a freaking menace. But I have to admit something. I did not really grow up with PBS Kids, so I didn't really grow up with Daniel Tiger. Actually, I did grow up with PBS Kids technically because pbskids.org was such an amazing website. However, being Canadian, I didn't really have PBS as a channel. My only choice was like Treehouse TV. And surprise, surprise, they did not have Daniel Tiger. You had to go to CBC for that one. And as a child, I didn't really go on CBC that often. But I will give a shout out to Patty, Sid, Mama Yama, and Captain Claw. Canadian icons, man. They deserve to be on the money. If you grew up with Treehouse TV, CBeebies, or Nick Jr. in 2011 or 2012, congrats, you're old. And you've also probably witnessed Mike the Knight. Mike the Knight centers around Mike, a knight in training who does missions and learns lessons in order to become more like his father, the king. Most of the missions in the show, though, are like self-proclaimed, not actual missions, so yeah, that's fun. Anyways, yeah, I really want to like yeet this knight into the sun. Mike has got to be one of the least likable protagonists from anything made for children. He's always so angry or upset whenever something goes wrong, which, to be fair, is okay because he's a kid. Yet this happens at nearly every episode. It gets to a point where this whiny ass knight gets upset over the littlest things, like when he's trying to tell a story but everyone's clearly busy, or when someone gets the hiccups during his play. This knight makes his problem everyone else's damn problem. Like, bro, not everything revolves around your knightly ass, I'm sorry. And his behavior towards his friends? By God, how are they still cool with him? In one episode, he literally wished his dragons Sparky and Squirt away because they kept getting on the news when he wants to get on the news. Like, bro, why would you want to get into the news? You're literally the king's son. And in another episode, Mike completely disregards Sparky's safety by having him willingly get kidnapped by Vikings because he wants another medal. Like, damn, that's cold. And it's not just his friends, I mean, he's kind of mean to his sister too. Like, there is an episode where his friend Trolley gets stuck in a tree, but Trolley's parents ask Evie to help instead of Mike. And this guy is like, why didn't they ask me? I'm a knight. Knights know about rescuing. Like, shut up, bro. They called Evie for a reason, not you. From what I remember, there were multiple episodes like this where he was doubting the abilities of a wizard because he's a knight and knights are supposedly better. Oh, good look, Mike. God, even as like a stupid little child, I thought Mike was hella annoying. But I had to sit and watch because, well, Tupi and Bina was on afterwards. Now, you may be wondering why I couldn't just gone outside. Brother, I live in Vancouver. It gets wetter here than your mom's birthday week in Vegas, okay? Okay, that was like the best line ever. However, I completely forgot to record another line. I'm just gonna say it right now. If you thought Mike the Knight was not bad, well, I'm about to summarize an episode for you that's just a culmination of everything I hate about him. So, future me added this in. So one day, Mike's mom, the queen, is reminded of how Mike's dad, the king, invited people over to the castle. Of course, since he wants to be like his dad, Mike decides to hold a sleepover and invite Trolley. His mom keeps reminding him to make Trolley feel like a good guest, you know, because hospitality.
Of course, that doesn't happen.
First, Trolley asks Mike to let Evie play a game with them. And Mike is like, no, Evie's a wizard. This game's for knights. Wizard racism. And also, like, Trolley's your guest. If he wants Evie to play the game, then accept his request. You're supposed to be nice to him. Then during dinner, Trolley gets the biggest piece of the pie because, you know, he's the guest. But Mike's over here bitching about it. Like, once again, Trolley is the guest. You probably had that pie for years. Can't you let your greedy ass allow him to have some pie? Then later on, he decides that he wants to tell a bedtime story. But when he goes back to his room, he sees that Trolley is already telling a bedtime story. Oh yeah, and he enters that room with like the stinkiest side eye ever and is like, yeah, fine, just tell your damn troll story in like the most aggressive way. Like, damn, dude, chill. But here's where it all climaxes. Trolley decides to ask for Mike's sword to help him tell his story. But then Mike has the audacity to say this.
No, Trolley. My sword's for stories about knights, not stories about silly trolls.
So Mike's racist now towards trolls. Got it. And then like bro just storms out of the room all mad and is just like pissed off. And this causes Trolley to think that he was a bad guest and now he wants to go home. Great job, Mike. Of course, Mike does apologize and Trolley is saved because he was dangling on a flag. I forgot to mention that. But that doesn't excuse the fact that for the last 12 minutes, all I saw was Mike being an annoying, self-absorbing, arrogant, bitchy piece of work. If I was Trolley, I'd never ever be friends with him after that sleepover. I'm sorry. And this further proves that royalty is a scam and that we should abolish all monarchies. Down with royalty, DWR. Anyways, up next we got DW Reed from Arthur.
You're not the boss of me, Mr. Goopy. DW, please move your big, enormous, large, gopher-looking head. At least my head doesn't look like a football with glasses.
Okay, this is one of my first of 2 controversial takes in this video. I did not grow up with Arthur. But I did grow up with the Arthur YouTube poops. Those are awesome. Shout out the rat who shagged me. That one's hilarious.
You couldn't finish a one-page report about the booty?
But yeah, DW is annoying.
And I hate
Okay, other than that, there's one more reason why I wanted to bring up DW. You see, throughout Arthur's entire run, DW had been voiced by several voice actors, which include boys. And if you caught any new Arthur episodes that were released in 2012 or 2013, DW's voice actor would have been Jake Beale. Jake Beale is a former Canadian voice actor, and he has many prolific roles. And he also voiced Mike the Knight and Daniel f***ing Tiger. It's all connected. By the way, if like the slim chance like Jake Beale stumbles upon this video, I respect you, man. I respect you. You were a part of my childhood. All right, next, Caillou, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, Caillou, how dare you join the Wiggles? They are the most stupid band. You're grounded for 147963368.
What is there to say about Caillou? I think everyone on the internet has already had their 2 cents on Caillou. Annoying, whiny, bratty, a crybaby, bald, French Canadian. This is so basically me. Just kidding, I don't live in Montreal. I feel like I'd be repeating what others said about him, so instead, I'm gonna talk about how I feel about Caillou. And spoiler alert, I'm actually kind of neutral to him. Just to make things clear, no, I do not like Caillou. But I played a ton on his PBS Kids website, so I guess that cancels out. Do you guys remember that website? It was actually really fun. Like, I spent a ton playing that house decorating game. If 4-year-old me knew how to get The Sims on the family computer, I would have been cooked. Anyways, like, as a little child, I thought Caillou was pretty meh. I didn't really care if he was on. I didn't really throw a tantrum either. I was just waiting for Toot and Puddle to air. Now, just to address something, a lot of Caillou hate comes from episodes from the first couple of seasons, I guess. Caillou Goes to the Circus, Season 1. Caillou Pinching Rosie, Season 1. In the episodes produced in 2010, he's actually kind of chill. I remember an episode where it involved him helping a type 1 diabetic in his class, and it was actually okay, I guess. Still doesn't excuse the fact that he's annoying as hell, you know? I see people calling Daniel Tiger the new Caillou, even though Caillou has a reboot on Peacock. I bet you didn't know that. So I guess that means that we have 2 annoying kids to deal with on TV. Though, to be fair, I'd rather show Caillou to my children than Cocomelon. Actually, no, but both of them are bad. I take that back. Alright, let's just move on to the final character of the night. This character is actually way past my prime, but I need to talk about them. Unlike most of the characters in this video, they aren't annoying in the general sense. not a crybaby, not selfish, not bratty either. And this character is not even an annoying kid. It's a monster machine.
Blase, where you at, Blase?
It's Blaze.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be.
Blaze?
As I said, Blaze himself is not really annoying personality-wise. He's actually kind of okay. I mean, he does that thing where he talks to the viewer and asks questions. If you're not them, I will find you annoying, but you know what, it's whatever. But anyways, Blaze is not annoying in the traditional sense. So why do I find him annoying? So here's the thing. In Blaze and the Monster Machines, there's a huge emphasis on racing. And you see, Blaze has this power called Blazing Speed. All Blazing Speed really is rocket boosters that make Blaze go super fast. That's it. This is essentially Blaze's ultimate special power type thing, and he uses it every episode. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we have Crusher, the bad guy of the show. The main reason why Crusher is the bad guy of the show is because he cheats a lot. He cheats through many methods, whether it's hindering the race's environment or using his own special power, his toolbox that can make anything. And yes, since he's the bad guy, he gets severely punished for cheating. Okay, now with that context, I want to ask you something. When Crusher uses his powers to try and win the race, it's considered cheating and it's bad. But when Blaze uses his Blazing Speed power to win the race, it's not only not considered cheating, but it's a good thing. You know what's worse than an annoying sibling, a temperamental tiger, a bald kid, or even like an arrogant knight? Hypocrites. Blaze is a hypocrite. Since there's a big emphasis on racing in the entire show, I wanted to talk about one of the races. More specifically, the first ever race that happens in the pilot episode, Blaze of Glory. Halfway through the race, Crusher realizes that he's gonna lose. So, in order to win, he decides to hinder everybody by messing up the racetrack. He just starts throwing shit all over the track, and it's effective in hindering all the racers. Well, of course, except Blaze. So now it's Blaze versus Crusher, and Crusher's pretty ahead. So what does Blaze do? Well, of course, he activates his Blazing Speed power in order to pass Crusher and win the race. Huh? Okay, so what you're saying is that Crusher spilling stuff on the track is cheating, while Blaze using his powers, essentially a rocket booster, that's not cheating. What? I want to point out something else. In the same race, one of the racers, Starla, uses her lasso to get out in front. This is not cheating. This is a skill. Skill requires mastery, and this looked like it required a lot of practice. So this is alright. And I'm gonna defend Crusher here. What he did was absolutely cheating, yeah? But here's the thing. He didn't even use his toolbox. All he did was notice his environment, throw stuff on the track, and just move on ahead. That requires skill if you think about it. Blazing Speed is not a skill. It's a power. Blaze literally has a press to win button that doesn't require a minuscule of thought or mastery behind it. All Blaze needs to do is shout to the audience that he needs Blazing Speed, and then they let's Blaze, and then boom, they win the race. Repeat for 11 seasons. I don't know the rules that goes on in Axel City, but let me just say, it's kind of a double standard if you think about it. How is it that Crusher using his toolbox is cheating, but Blaze using Blazing Speed is not cheating? Right, because Blaze is the good guy. Good guys always win. Winners never cheat. They just never. Just like Olympic athletes from Russia. One more time, I don't think Blaze is annoying personality-wise. I just find him annoying because there's a clear double standard here, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm looking too deeply into this. But yeah, sorry to all the Blaze fans, but I'm not gonna Blaze with you. So, I turn it over to you. What are some annoying characters from childhood shows that you found annoying? Let me know in the comments because who knows, maybe I'll make a sequel to this, and also I need the interaction, please. Please comment, please. But to close things out, what is the message behind this video? We shouldn't skin Daniel Tiger, we should like disassemble Blaze instead.
Be a knight, do it right, be a hero too, never rest on a quest, do the best that you can do. There'll be trouble, double trouble,